Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Most Elite Podcast. I know I have been away for an inordinate amount of time, and for that, I do apologize for anyone who does wait for these episodes. I haven't had to start an episode like that in quite a while, so I'm very proud of myself that I've been keeping a consistent schedule. The reason I've been away for a little bit longer than normal, from normally I'll just miss like a few days, and then I'll be every day or every other day. The reason I have been away was because I mentioned before that I do tech work, and for anybody in the industry, they know that occasionally you got to do some contract stuff, right? You be it with my case, it was the pandemic where steady work just sort of disappeared. So I over the pandemic I went and I earned some certifications. Like I'd always been a computer guy, but like I can't tell a company, hey, well, I'm self-taught. Hire me. What about that other guy with the 30 certs? Hire him over me. Don't hire him. Hire me. Companies don't really care about that. So I earned some certifications over the pandemic, and I got myself a job. And I talk about my job sometimes in past episodes. So that project ended, right? The contract was sort of over, but the company I work with is so gracious that instead of just letting all the contractors like myself go, they decided, hey, we like you guys. So what we're going to do is we're just going to move you over to another part of the company. And hey, I mean, to me, that sounds like, oh, I'm working this holiday season. I can actually spend money on Darkest Friday, where all the mobs go out and buy stuff that is proven by studies, 99.5% of the time cheaper during the year, or at the same price. They go out like what is it, maroons, morons. you know, I think Daffy Duck says maroon. Uh, and they spend this money on these deals, even though during the year it's the exact same price. So I think that's funny. This year I get to be one of them. I'm so happy to be finally joining the cult of idiots who spend their money on this one day like it's somehow this day can save the economy, right? So I'm super excited that I get to get on. I get to go for a walk to my local store or get a taxi, uh, or the dreaded Amazon. Ugh, those guys need a union. Yikes, huh? So yeah, I'm super excited that I get to be a consumer this year and not be that, because every year either I don't have a job around holiday season, like I can never buy my friends gifts, and that's sort of a big thing that I do. I buy my friends stuff. I'm a big giver, and that's probably because of my youth. I didn't really get much, So it sucks to not get stuff, even if it's something you make yourself. But when I was younger, I would draw pictures from my stepmom and grandmom and stuff, and they always loved those gifts, for their birthdays and stuff. But to me, it never ever felt like enough, and I always wanted to buy them stuff, nice stuff. I know they loved my pictures probably more than anything I could have bought them, but I personally, it always felt like, well, man, it'd be really nice to get everybody something really nice, right? Something that they'll probably never use. Because I know when people give me gift, oh my god, uh, years ago for a birthday, one of my best friends got together with one of my other best friends, and they bought me an Xbox. They bought me a Xbox One X, 500 gigabyte one, and I wanted it really bad because it had Cuphead on it, and I didn't have a computer, so I couldn't play Cuphead on a computer, and I couldn't play it on anything else at the time. It was an Xbox exclusive, and they went and they got me an Xbox, and I played Cuphead. I turned it on, and I played and I beat Cuphead and Banjo Kazooie because it was games of gold, and you what's it called? Rare has that the collection on there. Like I got to play Grabbed by the Ghoulies, and it's just those games just really remind me of a better time in my life, and I was just so grateful that they did that. And then like afterwards, I just was like, all right, I got a PC and everything. So I never turned the Xbox on. I still have it. It still works. I just never turn it on because I have the better machine. Like the PC is just the better Xbox. It's the better PlayStation. It's the better everything because you can do everything on it. Like it allows me to make these videos, which I love. It allows me to record music and like cut together music, which I love. Right? It can do so much more than a console. So obviously, I would use this over them. Not to say I don't love the gift, but like I want to give a gift that like somebody's gonna like, oh my goodness, I get to do this thing with this thing, and then even if they never use it again, I gave it to them. One of my best friends a while ago, I promised her I would get her a Nintendo 3DS, but it had to be the Galaxy variant. It had to be the one. It had to be the one with it looked like the stars in it, right? And I bought it for her. I forgot I bought it for her. So one day we're at Target, I think, and we used to go there a lot just to like be in. I think we're so like consumer based, right? Just to be somewhere where you can spend money feels good. That's how brainwashed we are, right? And look, I know I'm okay with that. You know, I was born and raised in America. I know what the situation is. So we would be in Target just to be. I don't remember what we were doing there that day. Maybe she had picked me up from work, or maybe I don't remember the situation while we were there. But we were there. And I saw the Galaxy 3DS. And I was like, oh, I can buy this for you. Because I promised you I would. And she was like, dude, are you serious? Like, what do you mean am I serious? I told you I would get it. She was like, no, you already bought it for me. I could have had 2 of these. I was like, thank God you're not a bad person. Because you could have had 2 of them. Because I honestly forgot. But I want to be able to do that for people that I care about. To just get them something and just forget I did it. You know? Because it's important to me. So I'm happy that the company, again, going all the way back to the beginning of the story, the company allowed us to stay and to just work in a different position. The downside of that, going all the way further back to the beginning of the story, is unlike my other role where it was sort of controlled and I knew what I was doing every day, and I had a rhythm where I could work it, and in between I could get an episode in because I know the timing of it all. I can't do that in this role. This is a help desk role, and I know a lot of people who aspire to do tech work think of a help desk role like as sort of a starter role. Now, and while it is, I work for a very large company, a multi-million-dollar corporation. I don't see any of that money, so don't think I have a lot of money. I'm a ground level employee, and not even an employee. I am a contractor. I work for a different company who works for this company who employed me. You know what I mean? Their help desk is flooded, and I mean flooded with calls every second. And I have 0 time to squeeze an episode in. And I know it's like, well, after you're done work, you got to do this. You know what makes that funny is every time I get off work, I record footage of something that I'm going to later talk over. And I have not had the time to actually talk. I got footage of this game that I've been playing all week called Last Stand: The Aftermath, and I can't wait to show it to you guys. It's a roguelike, so you guys already know it has my heart. Even if it were bad, I would love it because I'm just biased. In video games, I love it when things are different every time. In life, I need a routine. And I think in video games, the reason I love it is because that is the routine of the game. The game is built, created, and coordinated in such a way that even though everything you do is different every time, it's not. And I think that's why I love roguelike so much. It's just something I can focus on it. I know that this is the system, because even random games have a system. And if the system is simple but effective, like Enter the Gungeon, I could play for years, you know? So that's why I think I like roguelikes. I can't wait to show you guys that game, but today, and I know what you're thinking, Ian, that was the longest intro you've ever done. Because sometimes I do intros, right? I've always wanted to, before this show was just a audio show, I started incorporating videos to it because people like that more, and that's fair. But before, when I used to just do my voice in the visualizer, I used to always think like, oh man, I always wanted to be like a radio where it was like, hello, today, welcome to the Most Elite Podcast, and then like a little musical or whatever, you know how fucking radio is. Something like that would play, and then it would fade out. And I'd be like, could you believe these Eagles? Oh my God. You know, I always wanted to be like a disc jockey. I don't know. Maybe one day, huh? But today, We're playing Resident Evil, and I know you're like, what happened to Gaiden? I'm like, what happened to Gaiden? Quick thing about that, and then we'll get into the game. So you know how like clutter affects your mood. So like in life, if you're like your work, I'm looking over my desk right now. It's been cleaned a little bit, but it's still little parts. In life, if your surroundings are like cluttered and messy, you feel kind of down. So you get up and like, oh, I'm going to clean this room, and you clean and it looks better, and you feel better. You can stretch your legs, feel a little more free. I do that with my computer. I have a program called Fences by Stardock. Amazing program, by the way. This is not sponsored by them, but it is an amazing program that allows you to pull your apps instead of on your desktop. You can put them in a little thing called a fence, and you can just hide the fence, and it's going forever. And your desktop is just a nice picture or a moving thing or whatever you have. And so one day I was like, oh, let me clean this up a little bit, and I just started deleting stuff out of it. Well, turns out I deleted the entire full Gaiden playthrough. That's why I have not uploaded any more episodes, because I could not find it. Like, man, where's my Gaiden playthrough? It's not on my computer anymore. So that the hour of footage, but like the 5 hours I spent recording it, is gone. So we have to do it again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and find out where I left off. I'm going to pick up the game, and I'm going to play up to that point, and then we're going to beat it. I promise. But today I wanted to get back to the horror, because things have been scary lately. There's a lot of change on my workspace, and the holidays are coming up, and I don't really talk to my family. So there's that, I'm going to spend it with friends like I do most years. So it's like I wanted to get back to the things that scare me. And a while back I promised that I would play every Resident Evil game as long as the T-virus is ravaging outside, which it still is. So we're playing every Resident Evil game. And we're going to do number 1. I don't know the difference between these control schemes. We don't need subtitles. I should probably put this in Japanese, huh? But this isn't a speed run. Also, I do not... So this is easy. This is what most speed runs are done on. Normal, this is easy, normal, hard. Speed runs are normally done on this one. Don't ask me why. But there are speed runs for each category. I'm going to do normal. There's differences between these two, their stories. I don't remember what they are. Here's the thing. Like, I played 1 and 2. I played 2, right, on the channel, both versions of it. And I'm pretty much a master at that, right? When I was younger, I only played 1 like twice. I don't remember anything about this game. I don't watch it competitively like I do the other ones. So I don't know the speed run. Hell, I don't even know the run. There's a pretty good chance I won't beat this game. But I wanted to play it because I love Resident Evil, and I've been waiting patiently for DLC or something else. And nothing's coming out, and I haven't turned 8 back on since I realized I would never do the speed run because it's a nightmare. So I just wanted to play Resident Evil. So I downloaded this off Steam, and here we are. We're playing Resident Evil 1, the remake for GameCube and then later PS4. Here we go. Oh my goodness. I realized my intro was like an hour. Give me a second, guys. Hey everybody, sorry about cutting the video right there. Something unexpected in the background happened. I was not able to finish that cutscene. Regardless, everyone's seen Resident Evil by now. It came out like 96. So, we go into the house and Chris starts in the other room. So that's where the game will pick up on the next episode. I will finish telling that story as well. I'm glad to be back doing this, and we'll see you then. Thank you.